Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mindful Legacy, where we uncover wisdom for living a life of meaning, balance, and growth. Today, we're exploring efforts in victory, grounded not in books or famous names, but in deep reflection on the human condition. These are principles that you can practice, test, and apply to your daily life. And what is full efforts? And why is it a victory? When Gandhi said full effort is full victory, he was echoing the Bhagavad Gita. See, the Bhagavad Gita says you have a right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions. And that's in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47. See, the principle of this means our responsibility to act with sincerity, integrity, and presence, and not to control the outcome. You see, the moment we give our entire being to a task, our mind, heart, and spirit, we have already succeeded, regardless of the outcome. And let me tell you why. Because the truth is in the mastering of ourselves and not in the mastering of our circumstances. When our focus shifts from results to effort, we transform frustration into peace, anxiety into clarity, and doubt into purpose. I just can't explain it, enough that we have to, I'm not even gonna say have to, because, you can pretty much do what you want with your own life. But in order to have a life of meaning, be purposeful in the things that you do. And when you are doing that, be truthful about it. And if you're doing those two things, no matter what the outcome is, you've already won. Pretty much. So let's move forward. Let's talk about the spiritual dimension. Acting without attachments. All right. And studying the Bhagavad Gita, I come across where Krishna teaches Arjuna that detachment from results does not mean apathy. It means freedom from bondage. So when you're not attached to the results of the things that you are accomplishing or trying to accomplish, then you are free from that bondage. Because you all probably even know someone that is always looking for some type of praise, in the things that they do. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. Look what I did. Look what I, accomplished. Look what I have. Is that really true living? Is that really a true self-understanding of what it is that you're actually doing? I would say not. And again, because you're not looking at this as an attachment, and instead you're looking at it as if you're detached from your results, it means that you're not in bondage. It means that you're not controlled by the outcome. So when we attach our identities to outcomes, we become enslaved to success. And then once that, to say for instance, whatever success that you normally been having, then all of a sudden now you don't have that success anymore. You're crushed by your failures. Then that's when you get into the point where you are beating yourself up, being hard on yourself, overly criticizing yourself. Why? Why is that important? Hello, Jay Bell here. Starting today, we will be dropping inner knowledge 3 to 4 times per week here on the Mindful Legacy channel. Please hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm to get this knowledge seen and to grow the channel. Also, click the bell icon to help you stay informed when new episodes are being released. We're also launching our Mindful Legacy podcast in the near future. We are creating this podcast for your on-the-go schedule. I would also like to thank all of you who have supported this channel thus far. Now, let's get back to the video. But when you offer actions to something higher than yourself, such as truth, love, God, and even humanity, we transcend that ego for validation. So, full effort is a devotion in motion. It is a silent prayer that says, I will give my best and trust the universe to handle the rest. And many of you know what I mean by that. If you're a Christian, you always say when you pray to God for whatever it is that you need and you let Him handle the rest. This is the same thing. The God within you, He's the one that puts things into motion. He's the one that helps you put things into motion. You're not in this by yourself. Never have been. That spiritual universe that you have within you, that's what motivates you. That's what keeps you going. Psychologists now really support, what the older generations centuries ago was talking about. When we focus on the process over results, our performance and our fulfillment both increases. And this is this is very important. This is very, very important. And why is it important? Because worrying about results pull our attention into the future and into what we can't control. But full efforts anchor us in the present day, where power and creativity actually exist. Every moment of true effort becomes a meditation and a chance to align your body, your mind, your spirit. And that alignment, that flow, is your victory. Indeed it is. I can attest to that from my early years up until now. Because, like I said before, whenever I used to fail, I used to get so down on myself. And, it really, I believe, may have caused a lot of my health issues because I was always stressed out. I was always angry. I was always not in the right place, not in my right mind to do the things that I need to do for myself, because I was too worried about the outcome and not worried about the process. It's easy to fall into that trap. And I learned how to stop blaming myself for that. And it's very important that you don't blame yourself for things that are natural occurrences. Instead of looking at a mistake or looking at a setback as something that's detrimental to your life, look at it as a learning opportunity. Look at it as something that you can actually use to your advantage. Something to learn from, so the next time around, you know not to do that again. Or the next time around, you know how to take a different approach. Even in the process, when you're going through it, the answer is coming to you on what type of approach you should take the next time around. So again, don't look at things as if it's the end. It's never the end. It's always an opportunity for you to do better, be better, and live better. You know, because in work, like I was just speaking of, you know, don't measure your worth by your recognition. Master your craft and let your excellence speak for itself. Let your skills speak for you. Be curious all the time when you're on your job on how to do certain things. You know, finding ways to be more valuable. Not just to your job, but to yourself. You know, skills just don't come. Skills are things that you have to apply. Once you've learned how to do something, you have to apply it. That's the only way you can define the word learn. Learning is applying. Otherwise, you just read. And it's just sitting there doing nothing. So, it's just my opinion. And I'm going to stick with that. But, you know, we can move on and we can even go into relationships. You know, don't love to be loved. Love because it's who you are. And that act by itself is your purification. I always tell this to women when I meet them is that you know, don't say you love me more than you love yourself, because that's not possible. That is not humanly possible whatsoever. And women like to use that line all the freaking time, and I don't understand how they can even formulate their mouths to say that. Because how you love yourself is how you equally are going to love me. So if you don't love who you are, then there's no way in hell you can be able to love me the way I need to be loved, or the way you want to express it to me, because you're going to get frustrated and you're not going to understand why. And then there you go, start having resentment. And then because of your issues that you have not resolved before getting into the relationship, you now want to take that out on me. Again, I come to you truthful. I'm telling you point blank from the very first day, this is who I am. Either you like it or you don't. It's okay. We can move on and be with other people who are willing to accept us for who we are. It's not a big deal. We're saving each other a headache. But don't try to get with me because of what I got or what I look like. It doesn't matter. Go to the next man. Somebody that's more willing to do and be whatever it is you want them to be. You know? So again, you know, when you're, you know, don't seek instant transformation, instant gratification. Stop it. Don't do that. But keep showing up every day. Because even your small little efforts, you know, it may not work for the other person, but you're refining yourself. You're refining your spirit. You know, you're finding ways to be a better person for you. As long as you keep making that effort every day, you definitely are building someone who is a better person for yourself and for the next person that's willing to accept who you are. So when we give our full effort in thought, word, and deed, even if the outer results are delayed or we don't even see it, because a lot of times things are happening behind the scenes that we can't see. It's invisible. But again, like I was saying to you before, the inner results are immediate because you feel it. You understand it. You come to understand it. If you don't come to understand it, some type of way, at least I know for me, some type of way that clarity came. I became more calmer, or more calm, sorry. I don't know if that's a word or not, but I became more calm, and my character, the strength of my character got better, especially my moral character. When people talk to me and they meet me now that they knew me from my past, total 180. Like, dang, man, you ain't the same person. No, I'm not. We all grow up and change, and sometimes we all stay stuck where we are. Again, you have to be intentional if you want to have change in your life. It just doesn't happen. And this matters because, especially now in this modern world that we live in, where everything is just measured by followers, profits, achievements. I really think that Gandhi's words are more relevant today than ever. In a lot of ways, his words remind me that peace cannot coexist with constant comparison. You're never at peace when you're constantly comparing things, or comparing yourself with other people or what somebody else got. No, you're not. True progress is not about winning the outer battles, but it's about conquering that inner resistance, the one that always says, you need to do that, but it's okay if you don't. We're comfortable doing this right here. We don't want to do the hard stuff. It makes us feel uneasy. Do you know once you overcome something that's complicated and hard, that you've been fighting all for a long time within your life, or within a particular moment, when you finally build up the courage to do that, you are no longer bound to any lack thereof, or there is, in those type of situations ever again, because now you've got the courage to be able to just move forward. You've conquered that already. So now you can just continue to just move forward and not having to worry about it, because it's no longer a hindrance in your life, because you've conquered that. So, when we embrace full efforts as the victory, we live a purpose. We live with a purpose, I should say, instead of with pressure. We learn to trust our timing, or just trusting timing, period, because I know a lot of us want to rush into things. We learn how to work without desperation. And most importantly, we learn how to live without regrets. All right, and I've preached enough today. So, in our closing reflections, I would like to say, if we were to paraphrase Gandhi's and the Bhagavad Gita's teachings into a modern mantra, this is what I wrote. I personally would say, do your best with a clean heart. Let go of control. The moment you give your all, you have already won. So until next time, guys, thank you for stopping by. Again, Mindful Legacy is back, and this is our first video to bring back to you guys. Again, took some time off to move to a better location so I can, give you guys some better content, better creation coming through. Got a new studio that I'm sitting in right now, and I just want to thank everybody who has, become members of the channel, and those who have actually continued to watch the videos of the channel. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you guys. And again, like, share, and subscribe. If this hit home with you, leave a comment. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what you think. Again, this channel is for uplifting people. This channel is for opening people's eyes to living better lives. I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just someone that's sharing some lived experience, and hopefully it hit home to someone who may be thinking differently about themselves. Because remember, you are enough. The things that you do every day, that's enough for you. Just one day at a time, man. Just try to get better at what it is that you do. You'll always be blessed for it. Till next time, guys.